I would do what some people on TikTok have done, which is to take my Quran and to open it to a random ayah and see what it says. So I'm going to do that now. Consider the day when the enemies of God will be gathered for the fire, all driven in ranks, and when they reach it, their ears, eyes, and skin will testify against what they used to do. And they will ask their skin furiously, "Why have you testified against us?" It will say, "We have made to speak by God, who causes all things to speak. He is the one who created you the first time. And to him you were bound to return. You did not bother to hide yourselves from your ears, eyes, and skin to prevent them from testifying against you. Rather, you assumed that God did not know much of what you used to do. It was that false assumption you entertained about your Lord that has brought about your doom. So you have become losers. Even if they endure patiently, the fire will always be their home. And if they beg to appease their Lord, they will never be allowed to. We placed at their disposal evil associates who made their past and future misdeeds appealing to them. So the fate of earlier communities has been justified against them as well, for they were truly losers. The disbelievers advised each other, "Do not listen to this Quran, but drown it out so that you may prevail." So we will certainly make the disbelievers taste a severe punishment, and we will surely repay them according to the worst of their deeds. This is the reward of God's enemies, the fire, which will be their eternal home, a fitting reward for their denial of our revelations. The disbelievers will then cry, "Our Lord, show us those who led us astray. We will put them under our feet so that they will be among the lowest in hell." Surely those who say, "Our Lord is God," and then remain steadfast, the angels descend upon them saying, "Do not fear, do not grieve. Rather, rejoice in the good news of paradise, which you have been promised. We are your supporters in this worldly life and in the hereafter. There you will have whatever your souls desire, and there you will have whatever you ask for. An accommodation from the all-forgiving and most merciful Lord." Okay. Well, if that isn't a message to clarify things for me a little bit, I don't know what is.
I started reading the Quran and I am so excited about it. People thought when I first asked that I just wanted to read it out of curiosity, but I want to read it to study it. I started following somebody on social media that teaches the Quran and hosts a Quran book club for Muslims and non-Muslims, so I'm really excited to start going to that. She was describing the chapter of the bee and that just blew my mind. Like the way that she describes things, the way that the Quran describes things actually makes sense to me. And also, did you know that Allah is beyond gender? Did you know that actually scholars believe that there are two Qurans, the Quran of nature and the Quran, the actual book? And did you know that each chapter is named after a natural phenomenon? I don't know, this whole book is just blowing my mind and I am so excited. I got sticky notes so that I could mark out things that I was drawn to, and I'm not even through the first chapter and I already have a bunch of sticky notes. I'm definitely gonna have to buy more tabs. I'm honestly having a whole revolution with myself where the way that I describe the universe and the things that I believe in are actually described in the Quran of believing in Allah. And I've never thought that I believed in God before, and now I'm really having a revolution of self of, I think I actually believe in God. If you've been curious, I really recommend it. There are a lot of people who are converting. There's a lot of people who are reading it. I'm not saying I'm going to convert. I'm not saying that I wouldn't. And I don't know. I know that this is exactly what I need right now. I just wanted to say thank you and just point out how excited I
am reading the Quran. This is for people that keep asking, have you started it already? No. September 1st. That's what the video says, September 1st. I'm taking the whole month of September to read it as a Christian. Am I reading it to convert? No. I'm reading it to better understand what Muslims believe.
So this is a Christian man saying he's going to read the whole Quran in 1 month. Now may Allah guide him through that and guide him to that success. The act of reading the Quran is a Muslim thing to do. No one else will do this. It's even hard for Muslims to do. This is how I got on the type of time that I'm on. I read it in the month of Ramadan. And I didn't even read the whole thing. I read 75% of it and finished it throughout the year. But that was 75% of it was enough to flip my heart into Islamic hood, you heard? So if he do that as a Christian with the fundamental teachings that Christians have, if he reads it with that, he's not, I don't think he's going to ever be able to confidently represent Christianity again. Because he's going to start, it's almost very, these Christians have been born with the Trinity thing. Once you read the Quran and learn that there's only one God, no Trinity, you're not going to be able to say Trinity again. You're not going to be able to represent that. But people have this, they tend to have this mindset that one of the things he expressed in another video was that he will not convert if he reads it. Basically saying even if it's better than whatever he knows, he still will not convert. But of course, he hasn't started reading it yet. So once you read that, of course, all of that goes out the window. Plus, he's probably trying to appease his Christian audience. They like, oh, you're going to read the Quran? You're going to read that book? They tight, you heard? Allah is guiding him. They tight. But that's basically like a mindset saying, even if you show me utter truth, I'm still going to remain stuck in my ways. Or it should be more like, if this Quran is better than what I've been taught in Christianity, then I will follow this Quran and I will convert. But like I said, he's not trying to lose his Christian audience. I'm actually interested in his journey. I'm going to stay tuned in. And like I said, once you burden yourself with the truth from the Quran in just 30 days, everything else you ever learn going to seem like a fairy tale.